gonna have to try to figure out some way to edit that thumbnail later, but I'm just gonna roll with it for now. Hello everybody, and welcome back to okay, that's a video game here, but welcome back to the Tilted Gaming channel. I figured I was gonna restart Conrad Stevenson's Paranormal PI. Go all the way back to where it began, but with a different attitude, different mood. Now, this should be interesting because unless I go flipping through my old notes, I pretty much am going to be running at this blind. Now, if you've never heard of Conrad Stevenson's Paranormal PI, it's a beautiful video game about paranormal investigation, if you couldn't tell, but it takes it less of a phasmophobia or any of that sort of a approach and more of a actual ghost hunter's approach. So, there's a lot of ghosts in a lot of different locations, and I'm going to be going over their backstories, how they died, and trying to help them find some peace and some rest. It's going to be a fun journey. I hope you'll join me. If this is the kind of thing you like, I hope you hit like. If I earn your subscription, I hope you subscribe, but that is totally up to you. Yes, start me from the beginning. I'm gonna mess up.
In my youth, I experienced something so terrifying it froze my soul. I was unable to scream or run. I just stood frozen and gazing at a horror that I can only explain as being paranormal. As time passed, I was able to transform my terror into curiosity, which then turned into obsession. As I searched for answers, I discovered I was not alone with my experience. I was determined to help those folks who retained the fear that I felt. Before I knew it, I was developing a reputation in the field of paranormal research. I developed a website and merchandise, hoping to spread the word and earn a bit of cash, allowing me to pursue this obsession full time. I bought this property to act as my paranormal headquarters. It has more space than what's needed for now, but as I continue investigating, I can grow into it. The goal for my paranormal headquarters is to have a robust merchandise shop and a paranormal museum. I hope the income earned from the tiny shop and museum ensures my business is sustainable. The paranormal museum will allow folks to see haunted relics and gain insight on why ghosts inhabit a home or location.
Okay, now I can move. Alright. Interactions. When you approach an object that you can interact with, the hand icon will appear notifying you that you are able to do so. Hand icon there. To interact with an object, you must line the crosshair up with the object. Once the crosshair is glowing, press the interact button to interact with the object. Close menu. Throughout my playthrough, I will not be activating that there because there's a few things, if I'm not mistaken, that'd be a copyright.
I should head to my office in the back and check my
I'm not gonna mess
emails.
with that. Yes, I know the office. What was it again?
I should check out my gear to ensure everything is working correctly and charged.
Yes, indeed, we should do that very thing that I am doing right now. But thank you for saying that. Flashlight. Toggle the flashlight on and off. The number 1 key or the right mouse key. A trusty battery-operated flashlight because we prefer to investigate at night in the dark. This is our primary means of light. You mean me, right? My primary light? Yeah, it doesn't matter. So F. That's going to take a little getting used to. I'm used to Fallout 76 with the E key. See here, camera. An HD full spectrum camera with night vision. This ensures I am able to capture the most subtle materializations. Investigations are hang on. Investigators are encouraged to take as many photos as needed, but they will only update their notes when a photo or something paranormal has been captured. Some investigators believe the darkness can enhance a ghost's ability to manifest. I'm not so sure about that. Take photo. Space key or right click on the mouse. Left click. Toggle night vision, E key. Close menu. Don't worry, I won't do this every time I have to pick one of these up. Even if it tries to get me to do it, I won't do it, because that would just be really mind-boggling. Audio recorder, a common digital recorder, unlike the industry standard. I do not leave this device on all night. Investigators will turn on the recorder for 5-second intervals. Record audio, space key, or left click on mouse. Some ghostly sounds, such as distant bells or chimes, may not be captured with the recorder, but are obviously signs of paranormal activity. Investigators may choose to perform an electronic voice phenomenon (EVP) session. In these sessions, they can ask the spirit specific questions while leaving the recorder on momentarily. Monetarily, that would suck. Here you go, you have to pay this much to use me. Ouch. They will then immediately play the audio back, determining if a disembodied voice was captured. The type of evidence is more convincing than other paranormal noises because it is a direct interaction between investigator and ghost. Performing EVP sessions is the E-key. Only 2 more of these to go. EMF meter. A meter for detecting elevated electromagnetic field or EMF levels. Because every electronic device emits EMF, it's imperative to take notice of a location's devices and not jump to any conclusions. This is done by debunking. Once you have spent enough time reviewing the anomaly and determined it's not paranormal, it will be debunked. Once an investigator has found an EMF anomaly and spent an adequate amount of time reviewing it, they will update the notes in their investigation journal. This used to not be, sorry about the dogs, this used to not, I don't recall this being like a video, but like photos. So that's cool, they did some updating here. Very clever. F key. Temperature sensor. A handheld sensor for detecting cold spots. After an investigator has found a cold spot and determined its boundary, they will update the notes in their investigation journal. All locations have natural fluctuations in temperature, but it's key to take a baseline reading. Based on a user's preference, temperature units can be changed from F to C. To change units, it's the space bar or left close. If I'm all good and done here, nobody needs no batteries, nothing. Don't need no battery here. I guess it's time for me to consult the handy dandy computer. Inbox. Email. This one's kind of self-explanatory, but since it wants me to read this, I'll read this. Before Conrad can visit a location, he must first be invited there. You will need to check your email regularly to see if you have new invitations. Sorry, bit of a burp there. While reading an email, use your mouse or controller to hover over key points of the email and add them to your notes. Selecting clues to focus on is critical for having a successful investigation. Without properly focusing on specific clues, you may not be able to acquire proper evidence. You can view your notes while operating the PC by selecting the Notes tab. These notes will also be available in your notebook, so you'll have them handy while investigating a location. You may only have 6 topics of interest in your notebook per investigation, so be sure to select them wisely. You can always return later to focus on a different matter. Okay, inbox. Tammy Wentz. Alright. Anybody poking in this may seem awkward, but I'm going to try to read this as it's written. So, yeah. Try to keep the chuckling to a minimum. Dear Conrad, my family and I moved into our dream home on Evergreen Lane about a year ago. It's an old farmhouse without the rest of the farm property. The home has been renovated many times over the years, so it has a fresh and inviting feel. Unfortunately, however, her husband and her are convinced the home is haunted. I am not going to read that the way it says. No, I can't do it. Sorry. I believe I was the first to experience anything supernatural, she writes. She began hearing odd sounds like footsteps coming from upstairs while she was home alone on the main floor. Her husband would tell her it was just hearing things until he had an experience himself. He was in the garage a few months back and swears to have seen a man of average build suddenly appear. At first he thought someone had broken into the garage, but when he made eye contact with him, he made a violent choking sound and vanished. Since then, her husband has been more sympathetic to her concerns. Well, communication makes everything go well, you know. You really should have been listening sooner, pal. Recently, we've started catching glimpses of a shadow moving out of the corner of our eyes, she writes. Once, immediately after seeing the shadow, she heard a sinister, disembodied voice. Their youngest children, who share a room, state that they have an imaginary friend who is a child about their age. Initially, they thought this was just an imaginative play, but as they were experiencing these oddities, they're fearful they are all connected. They have also experienced kitchen items being thrown about. Sometimes they simply hear a ruckus from the kitchen, but other times there really is a mess to be cleaned up. On one occasion, a jam jar mysteriously shattered on the floor. She went to grab a broom to clean up the mess, but when she turned back around, the mess had vanished and everything was put back into place. Huh. It doesn't seem like they are in any danger, but these events have their family all shaken up. Could you please help? I know you prefer to do investigations overnight, so we'll make arrangements to ensure the house is available for you. I look forward to your response. Thank you in advance, Tammy Wentz. Well, madam, I shall get right to work on your matter. Since I don't know... Hang on, archives. Archives, to ensure an investigation has the highest chance of success, it's best to do as much archival research as possible. A set amount of archival information will be available once Conrad receives an email from his next client. You'll learn more about locations by picking up items found on site. These items will be added to the archives. It's advisable to review all collected material. While reviewing the archives, you will be able to hover over the text with your mouse or controller and add clues to your notes. This information will increase the chances of having a successful investigation. If you're wondering why so many verbal stutters out of me, it's this print. It's kind of weird on my eyes. You may only have 6 topics of interest, again, written within your notebook per investigation, so be sure to choose them wisely. You can always return later. Yeah, that part's been read. Archives, Evergreen Lane. So there is something here. What have we got? Remodeling provokes activity. Okay, that's not interactable with, so they gave me 1 bit to use. But that's good. Sometimes 1's all you need to get the ball rolling. Let's see what else I can find here. Gotta pick these wisely, so... That's really a master key piece of evidence, if I'm not mistaken. Let's talk about this man of average build suddenly appearing. Choking sounds, I believe, would also be connected to him. I'm going to say those. And just because I need to fill the space with something, I'm going to say that. Now, there's nothing in audio. Slime is the currency that the game goes off of, so just that. Wiki here might also be another area that sometimes I'll be able to pull some evidence from, and you as well if you ever decide to play this game. I'm just going to knock this out of the way so you don't get slowed down by me reading it later. The wiki is a vast repository of information that will provide insight into many different topics pertaining to ghost hunting in New Eidolon. This repository is divided into different categories: home, location, spirit guide, demonology, tutorials. The information within the wiki cannot be modified by the player and is intended to expand on the lore and history of the game's world. Additionally, you are able to take notes on certain areas of the wiki. You may only have 6 topics that's been read. The homepage is the wiki welcome page and will have any new information that New Eidolon paranormal investigators may find interesting. Locations will have historical information about key areas within the property. You may be able to take notes on these areas. Collecting this information will increase your chances of having a successful investigation. The Spirit Guide describes each type of spirit that can be encountered. Each type of spirit has specific qualities and evidence that can be collected from them. Demonology is the study of demons or belief about them. Their hierarchy. This section defines demons and their history. Filthy creatures, really. Tutorials outline the entirety of the paranormal investigation process and how to be successful in your business. Alright, thank you. Wiki. So yeah, right now, I think that might even be a little different. I don't remember that quite being that way. Maybe I'm just remembering things a little bit off. But
I've lived here my whole life, but I still like to look at the map before heading to an investigation.
I know, Conrad. I know, buddy. Trust me, I know. Now, where is... Oh, yeah, I gotta hit F on it. That's right. Now I can interact with it. It's a little thing to try to keep in mind, I guess. Evergreen Lane, all the way up here. Now, I will not talk, so he can talk, because he will start off with talking.
It seems like the Wentz family isn't worried about their safety, although it does seem like they're pretty startled when experiencing something they think is paranormal. I'm sure I'll be able to find enough evidence to support their claims and put their minds at ease.
As am I, Conrad, as am I, buddy. Just not all in one sitting. This is going to take a few goes, just for the heads up. Lights? Lights? Who turns on lights? I don't need no stinking lights. Not for what I'm doing. I'm a big and brave adventurer. I don't need no stinking lights. In fact, I'm going to turn up the volume, too. That way, if anything is jump scary, it is more entertaining. Wait. Oh. Those are two different people. This is probably not going to go as well as I would hope. Oh well, still going to roll with it because I can still find some evidence around here somewhere, right? Right? Maybe not for you, maybe down here. I am not going to be needing to close those. Just saying. I thought I heard whispering. What's in here? Are you really gonna not give me any evidence on my first go? It's not nice. I know why I heard that. 3. What was it again?
Is there anyone here who would like to speak with me? Is there anyone here who would like to speak with me? Is there anything you would like to tell me? Is there anything you would like to tell me?
Yeah, he ain't talking. You are very unsociable, and I find that very mean. Even though I'd have probably been the same way. You mean ghost person? Not saying anything. I think I'm on the wrong side of the door here. I think I'm on the wrong side of this conversation. Yeah, here we go. This is more ghost huntery, right? Yeah, this. Yeah. I don't need no stinking flashlight. I got this. Yeah, I don't need no stinking flashlight. Yeah, I got... Hey. Turn this light off. Turn that off. We don't need no lights around here. We're doing this in the dark. There's a door here, right? Maybe that light can stay on, because I really can't see what I'm doing. Oops. I seem to have gotten rid of my... There we go. I got it back. Well, this is eventful. Wait a minute. What's this hand thingy over here? What's the hand thingy? Evidence. Oh, I did not want a picture. I wanted you to... There, that's... Okay, I knew I would remember how to do that eventually. I found evidence. Alright. Is that a Jeep? Oh, man, good choice. Oh, whoa. Come on, I missed out on it. Barely even could hear that, really. Let's see if I can up the volume or something. Close that. You know what? I feel like we need to have a chitty chat.
Is there anyone here who would like to speak with me? Is there anyone here who would like to speak with me? Is there anything you would like to tell me? Is there anything you would like to tell me? Is this your home? Is this your home?
Alright. His lips are pursed for right now. Definitely sounded like a his lips. Got him that
I'll
time.
keep that as audio evidence.
Sorry about the coughing. Spine was a little compressed. Had to do something about it. I would love a photo. Mr. Ghost? Mr. Spectral Being? I would love a photo. You wanna give me a photo? Not gonna give me a photo? I feel like they changed this up a bit too, if I remember right, because I remember you used to be able to just come into these things and you'd find some evidence here, you'd find some evidence there, but I think they're really going to make me work for it this time. Really going to make me work for it that time, aren't they? And what about evidence over here? Feels kind of sloppy, just... That was a crow.
Ooh, that is eerie audio evidence.
That was a crow. Okay. I'm gonna go over that later and find out if you're BSing me here, man. It was a crow. It was a freaking crow. What? Huh? What? Whose footsteps? So this is interesting. I mean, you got yourself an additional kitchen right up here. I mean, somebody's running a B&B kind of a thing, right? Or sort of like one, I guess, right? You got any evidence for me in here? No. Close that. Close that. 3. There. Yeah, there is some evidence behind there. Give me that, please. Whoa, you got a distorted face, my dear. Sorry, that was mean. This item is a valuable piece of information that will be added to the archival database in the PC at your office. This item may also automatically unlock additional related archival information. While reviewing this article on your PC at the office, you may be able to take notes on this item, which... Did it give me any information? Did I forget to read the other... I might have forgotten to read the other one. I thought these were... Okay. Alright, that's a little confusing. A little confusing. Back to using this. So I've gotten a couple of them to start speaking to me. A little bit, but not to me directly. That is such a trip when you're hearing the cars passing outside. I'm not gonna lie, I mean, it's not even dark. I can't imagine how fun this is gonna be when it gets dark. I'm gonna do it. It'll be cooler temperature-wise than that. A little buggy. And not declown. No evidence in here, though, right? No, just no right now. Not that you're gonna give me right now. You're Martian my mellow with that, buddy. How do I get it to be infrared, though? How was I doing the There you are. There's my infrared. F. Relax, it's just a paranormal investigation. You ain't seen nothing yet. Well, you gathered some evidence, but you ain't seen nothing spooking you yet. Nothing jumping out at you yet. Nothing spoopy yet, as they put it. Crap!
Wow, I took a photo of a ghost.
Oh, say it, don't spray it, buddy. Whoa. Always the shadowy ones. Whoa, whoa, whoa. So, that covers photo. Obtained some audio evidence that cannot be explained. It's not there yet. I remember that when this is... If it doesn't mention paranormal activity, I ain't got nothing yet. Dude, that guy freaking startled me. I guess he was trying to get my attention, right? I didn't record that. I thought I did. Okay. This guy is really vocal. Why don't I try for the temperature thing? I think I'll try for the temperature thing. How about that? How about that? Probably nothing here because I'm close to a window.
Looks like just a cold spot. Nothing paranormal.
What is that? I'm gonna go hang out with this guy because all he's ever done is cry at me, not yell in my face. Like a mean ghost person. I was told you didn't like the lights on. Was I misinformed? I don't know, bud, but thanks for the audio. Okay, still just have it. How about some tunes? Everybody loves tunes.
Wow, that's great audio evidence.
I could hardly tell over the static. Hmm. Okay. Did I make you mad or something? Okay. So, well, while I'm hanging out here messing with these features with the, I guess, turn themselves off paranormal lighting system I got here to work with. Wow. Wow, dude. I'm gonna hang out right here. See if I get a picture of him. But what I was going to say before that was that the cool dynamic of this game is even while I'm hanging out here with this gentleman ghost in this garage that we will hopefully soon be acknowledging the story of, the other ghosts in this place are active still at this time, whether or not I'm there. They don't need me to be in that immediate area for them to go about throwing things around or, whatever it is they're doing. Technically, for a 100% perfect investigation, I've already got all the photos I need, but each ghost has a photo very unique to them, very specific to them. And it just helps you to get to the point where you can help them move along a little more smoothly if you can get the photo a little quicker. I don't think this guy is really in the mood for that, though. He seems a little camera shy this evening. Time to shift gears, I guess. Flashlight. EVP. If you don't start yelling angry things in my ears like the other guy does, then I'll just have to go take his abuse from right now. Okay? I don't want to. He's mean. He calls me things that I can't really understand. He picks on me and says I went to bed. He's mean. I do not wet the bed, by the way. It's a Home Alone joke with Fuller. But, yeah, come on, say something, dude. Maybe I should break the ice here. I'm gonna try to
Is
talk.
there anyone here who would like to speak with me?
I get the feeling this one's intelligent. I get the feeling I know that from before.
Is there anyone here who would like to speak with me? Wow, that sounded like a response. That is very interesting.
Well, you said.
Do you know why I'm here? Do you know why I'm here? Can you tell me your name? Can you tell me your name? How many people are here other than me?
I'm gonna at least try each one of these questions once.
How many people are here other than me? Is this your home? Is this your home?
I'm not sure this guy's got anything else to talk and say. Alright, I'm gonna call this short round here. You waited till my back was turned? Oh, come on. Now, temperature data and EMF, I still gotta gather those, right? I've obtained a profound amount of pertaining... I'm gonna take that as my audio work is completed, so, that just leaves EMF and EVP. Well, not EVP, but, electromagnetic phenomenon and thermals. I'm just gonna say thermals, that'll make it easy on my brain. So maybe I'm rushing this a little too quick, if I remember right. I'm gonna try this at more of a walk. And I'm gonna disregard the thing about lights too, because these ghosts don't seem to be all that worried about how much light is hitting them. I'm just gonna say it. They don't seem all that worried about it. Okay, Christmas tree over here. I'm not looking forward to this. Did you go this way? Did you go that way? Hello? You still here? Are you still around here? You're gonna yell in my face again, aren't you? I really think you're gonna yell in my face again.
These lights are acting funny. I should continue investigating.
Yeah, I know. Wow. Alright, so am I good? Am I great? Alright. Sorry about that, everybody. Just had a little bit of a connection issue. Alright. So I'm just working on temperatures. I'm not exactly sure.
Nothing paranormal about these temperature readings.
Are you sure?
These temp readings are unusual.
You just said there was nothing funny about them. Can you please repeat that? A little louder in the microphone, please. I was right. Come on, say it, say it, say it. I told you. Told you there was something funny about that, but did you listen to me? No. No.
Something is going on here. These temperature readings are definitely paranormal.
It's about the same spots that I'm getting EMF that I'm getting temperature readings, so I'm gonna assume that's a thing. Now let me just close this, and I'd like to get a look and see where I'm at with this first investigation. This was livelier than I expected, much quicker than I expected. That's cool. It used to really be you had to work for that first investigation, if I remember right. But yeah, paranormal. It all clocks out. I'm good. I'm getting my 50 slime. I'm rocking. I'm rolling. Whoa! That's a new one. I have never been on top of the truck. That has never been a thing before. They must have changed that up. You are gonna... What are you talking about here? Come on. Alright, as soon as this thing... Okay. What is this, have fun with me day? Alright. Alright, everything good? Alright. So as I was saying before that connection trouble there, thank God I was able to get that back up and running. There is an additional 50 that you can get out of that. And how you do that is if you release a ghost, but you're able to still get all the EVP, EMF, you're still able to get a photo, temperature, all like that, then you'll still get the credit for the 50. But the catch is you got to get all of that stuff, and then what you do is you go about releasing the ghost, which is an entirely different animal of a process of doing things, and I'll go over that when the time comes. But for right now, it's not necessarily important. Now, they'll have you believe you got to run in here and check all this stuff, but the batteries go with you, as you saw in each investigation, so I'm not going to worry. I'm not going to fret it. Let's see what the computer has in store here. Ah, cool. Can already go to Polk Street. I'm not going to do that just yet. I'd like to poke my head in here a bit more and try to get more on that guy and the... Actually, you know what? Either that or the poltergeist. I get the feeling that the other thing is a poltergeist, if I remember right. Alright. Connor police report. Connor ended himself. Like I said, this is a master key thing. Many families, many memories might be connected as well. Close folder, please. This might be just me focusing strictly on Mr. Connor. I believe that's his name. I really ought to read that. I mean, that is important lore that I'm just kind of glancing over right now, so I'll get back to that in just a sec. Man of average build suddenly appear. I got a lot of stuff on Connor. I think you only really need 3 pieces on each ghost for them to really start popping at any one site. And I want to mess around with the poltergeist. I'm not gonna lie. I get the feeling from that description that's a polty, so I want to mess with the polty. Just log out of here. And in my next playthrough, I'm gonna check out where are you at here? This is a fun one, but not Evergreen Lane. That's where's Evergreen? Where's Evergreen? I think he's only really gonna. Jefferson Street, right? Yeah, house on Jefferson Street. Yeah, that's right. Evergreen Lane. That's where I'm going. Okay. Now, one thing you'll notice as well is that as you
It seems like the Wentz family isn't worried about their safety, although it does seem like they're pretty startled when experiencing something they think is paranormal. I'm sure I'll be able to find enough evidence to support their claims and put their minds at ease.
So, yeah, I was about to say it, but he just kind of demonstrated it for me, is the dialogue will change as you further your investigations in each location. Let me just snag all this stuff up here real quick. And as the game progresses, there will be upgrades to these items as well. And don't worry, I'm not necessarily cheesing it. This flashlight and all this stuff does run out of battery power, so it is likely that I may have to go and fiddle with that. Let's see if I can snag some of this stuff real quick. Whoa, 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 whoa.
These lights are acting funny. I should continue investigating.
Oh, he left. I thought we was friendsies. Oh, you back. Hi.
The EMF meter should not behave this way. This
Good,
is
I
paranormal.
got one of those out of the way. Let it not be said that there is no reward to persistence, because persistence gets it done sometimes.
Looks like just a cold spot. Nothing paranormal.
Okay. Just a cold spot, nothing paranormal. Poltergeist is rather active this evening. And again, that's kind of by design, isn't it? And this definitely a little front of the house, isn't it? Come on. Where'd you go? Where'd you go? Where'd you go? Come on, you're so close.
These temp readings are unusual.
Cold spots and continue investigate. I thought we were done here, bud. Alright. Watch that one shadowy guy come up and startle me out of nowhere.
These temperature readings are definitely paranormal.
Where? What? Who? Huh? Thing always wants me to be out of the room. I can tell you're playing hard to guess. That's a little absurd. I should be recording the audio, not the video, because you're making the sounds, but you're not moving anything, are you? See anything there? Oh, okay, it's just the way that is. You wanna throw a jar or something for me here? Maybe one of these jars over here, or maybe you favor one of these jars over here. I hear you like to throw jars, buddy. You like to throw some jars around for me, pal? Yeah, I know you pulses don't like to talk, so I'm not even going to bother asking you any questions. That all ghosts do like to talk. You like to make some more noise for me? I mean, you were doing that just fine a few moments ago.
Wow, that's great audio evidence.
That was strictly a try. I wasn't even sure that was going to do anything. See, it was just another shot in the dark there. Didn't do anything that time, though.
Wow, that's great audio evidence. Wow, that's great audio evidence.
I know, right? Too bad we're the only ones here to hear it right now, huh? Oh well. I'm just gonna keep going like there's a full audience. How about that?
That was a very unusual noise. I'll keep that as evidence.
Where am I at here? Paranormal, paranormal, paranormal. Photos where it didn't happen time. Keeps moving jars around. I'm gonna just have to hang out here for a while. Just gonna hang out here in the dark and see what he does. On the bright side, it's not ghost hunters necessarily. I mean, you're not staring at my face, you're staring at what I'm seeing. Nothing.
This
Gotcha.
photo with the recorder evidence supports a poltergeist being present.
Alright. It's a wrap. I think I'm just going to look around a little bit before I leave, see if I can gather a little bit more information on these ghosts. Then I'll head back to the office, read up on what I found. And I think I'll call it a wrap after that. I almost sounded like one of those Minecraft villagers for a second there. I can't actually do that sound if I'm trying, I think. I couldn't do that if I was trying. Alright. Go on. Tell me something I need to hear. I still saw silhouetted things, so I know that I haven't found all the information I need to find on this place yet. Off to a pretty good start, though. I mean, I've got perfect investigations going on so far. And, this is a brand new playthrough. I mean, I wasn't even expecting that. That's cool. I don't really think I'm finding anything here. The little girl ghost seems a little active tonight, too. At least I'm pretty sure that's a little girl ghost. I mean... Again, it's stuff to look into once back in the office, which I think I'm just about ready to do, so... Gonna give the garage one last glance over. Well, felt like there was actually something crawling around there for a second. In real life. That was weird. Yeah, I already looked at that. I didn't find anything there. Okay, so good there. Don't you dare yell at me, Mr. Shadow Man. That was very genuinely insensitive last time, and it really made me nervous. Oh, wow, such a beautiful starry night. And I'm ruining it with a flashlight that I guess I need to have on. So... I'm just not finding anything additional here. That's fine. You can keep your secrets. I'll be back. There'll be another time. Take care, Mr. Connor. As I just stop briefly to... How do I keep losing that? Oh, Q. Q is the key that I keep messing with there. Gotcha. Q. Q. Just Q. Alright. Well. Time to go. Alright, back to the office for me. I hope that it's not going to constantly be an issue with the internet. I am going to look into that and figure out what's going on with that, because that just messes with performance, all that lag, you know? Not a big fan of that. So, inbox, I'm not going to look at that because that's the next location. Okay, so I guess let me look at this. Wentz, sorry. Wentz is the current family who bought it from Horton, who bought it from Braun, who bought it from Martin, who bought it from Kramer, who bought it from Bennett. Okay, so that's the property history there. Department of Inspections, DOI Building Division, Office Director Philip C. Davis, January 7th, 1984. I know somebody who was born in that year that I don't talk about. Owner, First Bank of New Eidolon. Occupant, Steve and Angie Bennett. Occupant, Bennett Contracting. That's interesting. So is it a company house or is it a family home? That's interesting. House number 100 Evergreen Lane, New Eidolon. Lot 5, Section 100. Block 1, Subdivision Black Ridge Woods. A play on Blue Ridge Woods, no doubt. Building permit number 49312. Permit number 19021. Date April 20th, 1984. 420. Getting a little groovy on that one, huh? Remodeling and alterations. What could go wrong in a haunted house if you remodel right? You've never heard any of that ever go wrong. This is mostly, I think, meat and potato stuff here with this one. Let me go on to something else because, yeah, it's just... I guess I really should have thought about that sooner. So now, Connor bought his property in 1955 from the Sheets family in Carter. I see, so it's a continuation here, right? Except for there's a gap. It's a window of time between 1955 and 1983 that's completely unaccounted for here. In 1955 to 1983. That's fascinating. Now, let's see here. Police report, case number, blah, 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 date September 9th, 1961, reporting officer Dunleavy. Oh, Dunleavy, my bad, Dunleavy. Prepared by Dunleavy. Incident on September 9th at 5:02 a.m. received a call from Paul Connor stating that he found his son Robert Connor hanging in their family's garage. Oh, no. Upon arriving at the scene at 5:28 a.m., I observed Robert Connor's body hanging from the garage door's opener track. Determined that the emergency services were of no use and decided to call the coroner, Mary Byler. Discussed with Paul Connor, who was especially upset. He thought he was to blame for Robert's death because he was always berating his son for being a drunk and needing to get a job. Louise Connor, Robert's mother, appeared to be in a state of shock and could not communicate. She was not violent and not obscene, but could not be settled down. After coroner Byler arrived, she pulled Louise from Robert's body so she could conduct an on-scene investigation. After interviewing both Paul and Louise Connor and discussing with the coroner, I determined that on the scene that Robert Connor acted alone and that no foul play was involved. Actions taken cordoned the area and called the coroner. Initial conclusion: died by hanging. Alright, what else we got here? Auction, furniture, furnishing drapes, plano rugs and other furnishings. Sheets estate formerly belonged to Charles and Dorothy Sheets, known as 100 Evergreen Lane, New Eidolon. Who are the Sheets? Who are the Sheets? I need to know more about this. So, that photo of a Liz Carter here unlocked this, but yeah, there's a silhouette piece here and the silhouette piece here, so there's still some information missing. I need that information to finish this picture. And also, I'm going to need to do more paranormal investigation on the site later. A community mourns self-cancellation. Louise noticed that her son was not the same person after coming back from the war. Oh, crap. Yeah, we'll explain it. Robert witnessed horrible things while he was away at war. His unit was in the thick of horrendous bloody fighting. Once he came home, the trauma was something he could not escape. He was filled with nightly flashbacks and would awake with feelings of terror like he was still in the trenches. His family saw the immense... Okay, that part cuts off him. He returned home without many of his friends, and they were left behind and buried in the soil of a foreign land. After a few years of being home, he became dependent on habits he could not break away from. His family tried to console him, but ultimately could not alleviate his pain. In 1961... What war was this guy in? Trenches? That sounds like World War I, but 1961, that's a bit of a time gap. It's like, what, more like Korean War? Close to Vietnam War there? In 1961, at the age of 37, he gave in to his sadness and took his own life in the very same garage he and his father bonded over. Well, there's some lore for you. Poor guy. Well, that's gonna be a wrap for tonight, because my back can only take so much, but it's been really awesome investigating with you guys this evening. Those of you who are here and those of you who watch this later, you still appreciate it even if you're not here live, because every view, every like, every one of you that decides you love my work and decide you want to be a part of this channel by subscribing, you make it grow and then thus make it so that I can help the people I care and love, care for and love. Sorry, it's sometimes when I get a little bit passionate about what I'm saying, I get a little bit foggy and I get a little bit messed up on my words, but you know what I mean. You're helping me take care of the people I love, and I thank you for that. Because, eventually, hopefully, this will be something that, I got like 80,000 subs on. That'd be great. But I appreciate each and every last one of you that are here now. And before I get too carried away and rambling about all that, again, I am very thankful for everybody here, so I'm just saying that's the goal right now, is to get to 80K at some point so that I can start making some, financial gains out of this and be able to upgrade my equipment and hopefully be able to give you guys a much better show. And before I log off, I just feel it's important to remind you all that if in life you are feeling down and depressed, never forget that everybody is treasure to somebody. And out there is somebody who will love you for who you are, accept you for who you are, and isn't gonna quit on you no matter what. Even if you might want a little bit of space, but hey, it's a good kind of getting in your way. I can't wait for it personally. Now, if this was Fallout 76, I would do the New Vegas thing, but yeah, nah. I'm just gonna say take care. I love you guys. Have a good night.